Slaughter the lions in their den.
Normally I go Resolve secondary into Renekton, but this game I decided to go for Sorcery because I wanted to try a Spear of Shojin Rush. I think overall this is a pretty skilled lane, but I'd say it's easier for Renekton to play it out, but just by a bit. You cannot let him short trade into you. Most of the time what he will do after level 3 is dash into you, do auto WQ, and then dash away. And if he does that enough, he can just straight up kill you on an all-in. You want to take a long trade into him, but it can be difficult due to his double dash. You can try to cancel his dash with your pool, but if he uses his W before he dashes away, it may be more difficult. And if he actually uses the empowered W, you basically can't unless you have a lot of tenacity. His level 6 all-in with Ignite is extremely threatening, so keep that in mind. You need to make sure you're as close to full health when fighting Renekton at 6 as you can. He benefits way more from short trading than you do. Plated steel caps are quite good into him, so if the comp allows it, try to go for them. This game I was unsure of what boots to take, so I delayed them by quite a bit. I eventually did get plated steel caps, but I wasn't sure I was going to go for that. Normally I don't actually rush Shojin in this matchup, but I wanted to do just one game of it. Other than avoiding his short trades when he does his full combo, there's not much else to delaying.
I smell this land. Keep it together. Laws make people timid, frail.
With Shojin acquired here, my ultimate damage spike will be absolutely disgusting once I get it to full stacks.
Where are you going? War.
You have slain an enemy. An ally has been slain.
It's just beginning.
Killing spree.
First.
I'm gonna be 100% honest here. This game that you're about to see actually made me lose my mind a bit. Both teams ended up doing quite a few mistakes. And even though we ended up losing it, actually had some pretty good fun in it. Into Riven, I tend to either run Sorcery or Resolve. They both work. If I go Sorcery, I usually start Doran's Shield with scaling health. And if I go Resolve, I start with Doran's Blade and flat health. Now let's talk about Riven's level 1. She will win it. What Riven's will do is before getting to the actual lane, is use her Qs and then have her passive ready for an additional 3 enhanced auto attacks. Riven may also use her third Q to knock off bone plating if you have that. So you have to keep that in mind. If you try to all-in her with those 3 enhanced auto attacks, her Q will come back up again and then she will win the 1v1. She will legitimately 100 to 0 you in about 3 seconds. Never underestimate this level 1. The only way you win it is if you space out her enhanced auto attacks, and that is really difficult to do. It is kind of insane that you can just do that from level 1, but it is what it is. She can also basically short trade all the time with no real consequences. She can use her first 2 Qs into you, then stun you, and then dash away with her third Q. And you're basically never able to trade back from this. You have to extend that in an all-in. You also have to watch out for her level 6, because for some reason she's able to 100 to 0 you. I've had games where I have plated steel caps, and the Riven has cooldown boots, and she will unironically burst you within 5 seconds. It is kinda disgusting. Freezing is also very difficult against her because she can go proxy very easily by just jumping the wall. You can cancel her third Q with your pool, but it can be difficult to do depending on the situation. Another thing you can do is activate your W before her third Q lands or before her stun lands. Your W is an uncancelable auto attack, so it will go through even if you get stunned or displaced by her third Q. When you do eventually get your stride breaker, you can finally space her out better, but you still have to play it slowly. You can activate the slow to get on top of her faster, and then just try to walk with her only auto attacking. And then potentially using your pool to either pull her back into your range or to make an outplay. Even late game, she's still a massive threat to you because her damage will still be very high. And her short trade potential is still there, so you have to keep that in mind. You never want to engage with her unless you're sure you can take a full-on 1v1 from full health. And even if you do that, there's a chance you still hard lose it, which is quite funny to me. This game, I went Serpent's Fang second, and it might seem like an odd choice for Darius, but it was extremely needed in their comp. They have way too many shields. Riven has her E on top of potentially buying Eclipse, Vi has her shield on top of potentially buying Eclipse, Echo has his big W, and Janna has her shield. And then there's also Zeri with Barrier and potentially her buying Immortal Shield Bow. I will actually show you the shield reduction numbers at the very end of the game, so you see how much shielding the Serpent's Fang purchase reduced.
I will save the world. Exploit weakness.
The universe needs order. He is unstoppable. Enemy double kill. Your turret has been destroyed. Turret plating will fall soon. Double kill.
After Serpent's Fang, I decide to go for Kaenic Recurn, which is really weird because they only have Echo as magic damage. But he is so disgustingly fed that I have to, because if I don't and he ever gets a full combo on me, I literally lose all my health instantaneously. I would rather go for some armor, like Ronduin, which is pretty good into Zeri, and it would also be pretty good if Vi ended up going crit. And if Riven also went Sundered Sky, Ronduin would also reduce the crit from the auto attack that Sundered Sky provides. And Ronduin also reduces the Shadow Flame crit damage. I ended up going Sterak's first into Ronduin, so that was a mistake. I was not confident in this call at all. I felt like Vi could just jump over the wall and steal it, and that's actually what ended up happening. Perhaps this was on me because I kind of expected Vi to jump over the wall, so maybe I could have stopped it with a pull on my end. So I should have hovered the actual wall I thought Vi would jump over. Now another issue arises. I am full build and I cannot get any stronger. We somehow have to close out the game really soon, because any extra gold I gain will literally do nothing for me. This is another call I didn't want to happen. Knowing how the last objective call went, I really didn't want to do this Baron. I would have rather just played it way slower, killed Vi, and then looked for it. Turns out Echo got the steal, and he wasn't even the jungler. Honestly, I shouldn't have sold my boots for another item. I need the movement speed way more into their comp. If I really wanted to buy a 6th item instead of my boots, it should have been Dead Man's Plate. In the moment, I was kind of desperate to spend my gold on another item because I was just having so much of it and I had nothing to do with it.
Look what loyalty got you.
Here we would have ended the game, but Tahm Kench overforced it, and then my team followed up on him, and we ended up not being able to do so.
Enemy double kill.
I thought we'd for sure win the backline fight here because Vi and Janna were distracted by me and Nocturne, and then Riven and Echo were dead, but they actually lost to the Zeri, and we ended up losing the game off of this. I also wanted to showcase some item numbers. Here is how much damage Sterak's Gauge blocked, here is how much my Ronduin blocked, and here is how much shielding Serpent's Fang reduced throughout the whole game. The Serpents was a must-have, or else this game would have been way more difficult than it already was.
Seize the beast within and become it.
Normally I go Doran's shield into Mordekaiser, but he went teleport, so I felt like I could be a bit more aggressive with Doran's blade. He actually has my rune setup that I run into Darius as Mordekaiser, so I'm assuming he's going to look to do the same build. In this lane, you want to bully him as hard as you can pre-6. Once he hits 6, he actually has a very good fighting chance into you. You can usually pull him in and still win the 1v1 in the early game as long as he's not 6. You can also buffer his pull so you both get pulled at the same time, reducing the effectiveness of your own pull. You'll also look to perma-poke you from max range with his Q, so you have to dodge that out. You shouldn't really get hit by his pull in the early game as long as you have at least your tier 1 boots. And the only way he can really guarantee the pull is if you actually are CC'd during the pull itself, which is why I think Rylai's is so good as Mordekaiser against Darius. And once Mordekaiser has Rylai's, the lane swings pretty hard in his favor. That being said, he really needed Ignite in this lane. Without Ignite, his kill pressure drops significantly. It's not only the damage that Ignite does, it's also reducing my Q heal, which is very important. He may be able to teleport back to lane, but in this situation, it doesn't really matter. He needs to be able to win that hard all-in, or else he's screwed. Because he's also running magical footwear, it means he won't be able to buy boots for quite a while. So if I buy my tier 1 boots, I can just sit on those and outspeed him until he gets his magical footwear. After those kick in, he will outspeed me. I like to actually go Spear of Shojin into Mordekaiser first, because of the massive burst the item gives you once you have it fully stacked. The ability haste feels quite nice into him as well, and it allows you to use your Q and W multiple times in a fight versus him. If you don't want your ultimate blocked by his W, you can pull him before the ulti and then he won't be able to get it off. He can also wait to ult you after you have your 5 stacks on him, so that he steals 10% of the extra attack damage your passive gives you. Once he has Rylai's, you need to have your Ghost and potentially Boots of Swiftness to be able to dodge out his abilities. If you're able to dodge 1 or 2 Qs, that's all you really need. In teamfights, he can deny you the 5 stacks by ulting you just before you get 5 stacks on an opponent or before you kill someone. I recommend mostly sitting on side lane versus him, but you can teamfight as well if you know his ultimate is down, or if you want to just hard rush him, because that way he can ulti you, but it's not like it matters that much because he was your priority target anyway.
Has been slain.
I've tolerated gods and kings long
Slain an enemy.
True heroes feast upon the bones of kings. Couldn't survive.
I can actually dive him from this health because he has no ulti. The damage spike on Shojin is disgusting.
Find freedom.
At this point, I'm being way too greedy. 2 of the 3 deaths I have were 100% preventable if I just played it slower. I need to stop doing this.
Rampage.
Thank you guys for joining me in this video. I hope you found the information useful, and I will see you in the next video, hopefully very soon.
Night is falling on the old world. You won't live to see the new one.